Feeding on delusion is not the only kind of diversion. There is also higher-level delusion. Language itself is delusional. It is embedded in duality, and the moment you try to put something into language, grasp it, define it, and hold on to it, you are in delusion. The moment you believe you're someone who has something, some treasure, some priceless knowledge, let alone thinking you have some priceless material object, partner, or money, or whatever else, any of those are delusional. But even the highest level of subtlety of sophisticated metaphysical conceptualization of reality is pure delusion. But having said that, it is a useful delusion. It's like medicine. Most medicines today are in fact poisons and shouldn't even be taken. But even the medicines that are good for you are only antidotes to a worse poison. And then, once you are healed from the original poisoning, don't keep taking medicines. You don't need them, right? To get healthy means to come out of delusion. And that's all we're doing when we meditate. That's all we're doing is simply refusing to be in delusion for 40 minutes a day. Is that too much to ask? Just take a holiday from delusion and realize the true nature of who you are. That's all it is. It's that simple. And it's a true nature that cannot be seen or known in any way, in which the mind tends to conceptualize even the process of knowing. But it is knowledge that is being. You are that which you know. You don't know it conceptually. There's no subject-object separation in that state, because both of those poles of subject and object are illusions. There is no subject. Any subject is always going to be simply a conceptualization. That's what the ego is, a self-image. Or it could be a very sophisticated set of self-concepts, so the ego can exist on a spectrum. But all of it is an illusion. It's simply a fixation on particular objects that occur in consciousness and a mistaking them for a self. So there is no subject. And the object, of course, is simply form that arises within that very same consciousness that thinks that it is looking at it. And so, all there is that which can never be discriminated into these two poles. Not truly. And the effort to do that will always end up with an inconsistency or a self-contradiction. The only way out of that is to realize that you are neither a subject nor an object. Whereas the ego is a combination of both, it is the worst of both worlds. It takes in the objectification that other people put on you and thinks that's who you are. And then it takes this ultimate sense of subject that is beyond the other and combines the two. Both are illusions, and when you put the two illusions together, you're in a spin. Because one feels inferior as an object that can be viewed by the other and is helpless to escape the gaze, and then the other is that which can never be seen or known or recognized by the other and is always alienated and grasping for its essence. Both are illusions. Drop those two poles, allow the union of the opposites, and free yourself from the need to have some self-definition. And then suddenly, that which emerges in all of its glory. And it has been, with some reason, referred to as the glory of God, in fact. But that too would be a delusion. But the realization of that state is rightly considered the highest blessing, the highest gift that can be received. And it truly is, but it cannot be owned. It must be surrendered to. And the surrender must be the surrender of a sense of being an entity that knows. And that's when we're in a state of love. And that love is the priceless gift of letting go. And so I hope we'll all surrender to that gift and stop the futile striving either to know or to control or to want to possess or to be the dominant one or any of those desires. Or even the more defensive desires of I want to be seen, I want to be heard, I want to be understood, I want to be given love. Whatever it is, that wanting may come out as some kind of a primal urge or emotional scream even. But the entity that is screaming or scheming or whatever it's doing is an illusion. And when that can be dissolved, then all of the pathologies of the ego fall at once, and the love emerges as our natural state that always was. So let's give ourselves that gift of realizing that there is only one self, one mind. We are all that together as a unity, not in separation. And let us not be a mind that is in a state of separation from that ultimate reality. We are that. First, you have the cosmic intelligence that dreams up the whole universe, right? And then at the level of our planet, there are, of course, sub-dreams of the cosmic dream along the way. But we'll go down now to the planetary level. You have the collective dream of humanity, which we often refer to as a paradigm. The collective consciousness shifts through time. That paradigm changes. It degrades as the capacity of that intelligence contracts over time. This is a product of entropy, which acts at the level of the soul, not just at the level of the material world. And so, through time, our collective consciousness has become more contracted, more materialistic, more egoistic, and more limited. And those are the ideas that then get put into our heads when we're born. So here we're born into a system that says life is about profit and competition and cutthroat relations with others, and not trusting and cynicism and all of those things, rather than a world of love and beauty and honor and virtue, and all of the great attributes of the human spirit that once used to be the common currency upon which a community was built. But that's all obsolete now. It's in the past. People laugh at these virtues now, but at one time they took them seriously. So the dream itself, at the collective level, has become more of a nightmare, which has crushed the human spirit. But then, within that collective dream, is the third dream, the dream of the individual. And each individual creates their own dream out of the material of both the collective dream and the supreme cosmic dream. And because each soul has different capacities and different loyalties, which we maintain through different lifetimes in the trajectory of our karma, some souls, even in the most contracted, ugly, hellish time, can retain the desire to have the connection to God and bring that light in and help them to bring about a new renaissance. And so, periodically, when human consciousness has fallen to a very low level, individuals and communities arise within that to give birth to a new consciousness and a new world. We are in such a time now where a new dream is being dreamed by people such as ourselves, coming together in rooms like this and emanating a new kind of vibration, a new vision, and a new ability to live with each other in love and harmony, and not competitiveness, and not ego, and not envy, and jealousy, and all of those negativities. And so, through the collective agreement of a community to drop all of those egoistic behavior patterns, we can create a new world that will inspire others far beyond a local group to emanate the same kind of consciousness that will produce a new world literally at the second level, and then even at the first level of the cosmic mind, so that it will actually affect geophysical reality, not just social reality. Because all three of these levels of dream are all part of the same ultimate consciousness. Many people have the misconception that liberated beings become very boring. It's a very bad misconception because the ego never wants to be boring. It always has an excuse. I don't want to waste my life sitting in that cave doing nothing. But of course, nothing is further from the truth. The more liberated we are, the more creative we are. We are more empowered in every field that moves us, and we are moved by infinite fields of possibility the more liberated we are. This is shown in the history of the great spiritual traditions, and even of those outside of those traditions who have achieved self-realization.